I'll be quite honest with you, putting up that kind of money, when you have to transacting your first deal is you're signing on for your life, essentially. Like, it's almost as if you're putting everything into this to include time and money. And it's a hard proposition. It's a hard step to take. But once you take that step, it kind of like it becomes easier. So the first step is always the hardest, but as you kind of grow in your, in your financial journey, your wealth building journey, it becomes easier and easier. It's almost like when you're lifting weights. You might start at the bar if you're doing, flat bench.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But if we revisit you in a year from now and you're actually putting in the work and you're making gains, you've got a couple plates on there.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds. And you know what I'm going to say? I'm excited to be here. And you probably know what I'm going to say next, too. Our guests have a way of firing me up. They have a way of getting me just excited about the conversation that you're about to see us have. And today is no different. I'm talking to this man, and I love the way he thinks. I love the way his mind works. He is someone that understands where the value rests. He is an analyst by trade, a financial analyst. So his mind is meticulous. The way his mind works is meticulous. The way he analyzes deals and analyzes the money, it got to make sense. And he's going to find where it makes sense. And if it don't make sense, he disciplined enough to know, listen, we ain't going to force it. And so I am so excited to introduce you to Mr. Paul Rodriguez. Mr. Paul, how you doing today, sir?
Thank you for the introduction, Mr. Quentin. I appreciate the time. It's great to be on this platform with you, and I look forward to this interview.
Absolutely. Same here, man. And so listen, you the star, man. So I want to dive in with you to get to see things from your perspective through your lens. So take us into your world, man. Tell us what your main focus is these days. If you want to give us a little origin story of how you got to where you are, especially within real estate. And man, if you can tell us what market you're in, man, I would love to know that. I'm sure people would love to know that as well. So, Mr. Paul, sir, you got the floor, man. It's all yours.
Okay, yeah. So Paul Rodriguez, hail from Lebanon, Pennsylvania, currently residing in Tampa, Florida. I am a father of 6 kids, happily married, approaching 10 years of marriage in May this coming year. So that's going to be a huge milestone for us. I definitely am here to help those that are on their journey into real estate or whatever investment class that you might be entering into. One of the things that I've found very, very important, or let's just say a driving factor, was not being the 9 to 5, work till I'm 62, 65 guy. I had a long road in that space. I have 25 years of government experience as a financialist, Quentin just mentioned. So when it comes to numbers, especially from an acquisition perspective, I am very fine-tuned in that space. And so I'm very when I look at specific properties or a specific venture, the first thing I want to know is, just like Quentin said, if it doesn't make dollars, doesn't make sense. So that isn't the end all be all, because there could be significant upside. However, when you're first starting as someone who you're going to start somewhere, you're going to start in square one. Every person starts at ground zero.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
I mean, unless you kind of have an inheritance or whatever have you. That wasn't me. So you're going to start at ground zero. And I think being a risk taker, but a calculated risk taker, is something that anybody can employ. But at the root of it, when you get into this space, you have to have the courage. You have to have the wherewithal. You definitely have to have the mindset of, I'm going to follow through no matter what. And if you can adopt those qualities over a period of time, there isn't anything that you can't achieve. And I think that's one of the lessons, Quentin, I kind of want to get that message across for our audience is, the mindset it really started with, and we kind of discussed this. Well, we didn't discuss this earlier. The mindset is the start of everything. And where I adopted part of it was when I first heard David Goggins on the Joe Rogan show. Man, that guy is a beast, and I still follow him. But he kind of triggered this ability to tap into, what is it? How can I overcome this challenge? And so the challenge for me was getting out of the 9 to 5, staying in, sitting in traffic for 45 minutes on the way to traffic, an hour coming back, and saying to myself, you know what, that's a pretty good piece of property right there. I bet you that thing makes a lot of money, because there's people going in and out. I myself have gone in there, gassed up or whatever happened. So that was the mindset was the origin, and then the noting of what that opportunity looks like was the next step. Of course, I had to put some things into action as far as research, understanding what the market demographics are. So what does that look like? Okay, the demographics are the community that this specific gas station served had a population of over 4,500 homes, right? Where each home had a median income of $85,000. So that right there was essentially helping that gas station that I looked at on my way home from my 9 to 5 said to me was, it's supported by this community, right? There's a lot of competition in this area, but that one right there, that one backs up right to a community. That's a pretty good find. I wonder if it's for sale. And so that's where it started. That's where the journey started for me. And it culminated with me ultimately approaching the owner, asking, what the details were. I had zero gas station experience. But again, the mentality was, I'll find a way. My wife has retail experience. I have numbers experience and acquisition experience. We're going to couple those two things together and figure it out. And that's what we did.
Man, I love it. Oh man, you're a great storyteller. Like I'm sitting there, I'm watching the picture as you talk. I'm just watching it all unfold. And I love how you brought in your wife at the end. I love how you brought in the partnership. You know the numbers, she has retail experience. Y'all build the empire together. I absolutely love that, man. And I know I want to pick your brain a little bit when it comes to strategies, right? You've talked about some of the strategies that you've put into place, like, you've been analytical. But I want to talk about business strategies and personal strategies. There's strategies that govern your life that kind of makes you kind of find your target and go towards it. Like, what are the strategies that keeps you motivated, keeps you passionate, that keeps you going towards the target or the goal or the prize?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
So the strategies that keep me motivated are looking at the landscape that we currently reside in and understanding that affordability is now the buzzword, right?
Hmm.
Um, Houses are unaffordable. I live in the Tampa market, and average home price is somewhere in the 450K range in Tampa, Hillsborough County proper. I have a 25-year-old daughter who just graduated. She can't afford a $450,000 mortgage. So there's some issues there, and I'm not the guy to solve those issues, right? However, I look at how can I put my immediate unit in a space that allows them to level up beyond their earning, the traditional earning potential, which is where they're at right now, what's required for them to live independently and get to that point. So when I think about a strategic, right, motivator, and this is, we were in the kitchen table yesterday, and I kind of broached the subject about what the next 3 years looks like from Paul's perspective, um, hoping I would kind of like engage some conversation from their
Yeah,
perspective.
yeah.
They didn't bite.
They ain't bite.
But the point is,
Yeah.
I gave them my plan, and they know I'm a man of action. So they understood this is Paul's plan. Now I want them to kind of understand that, hey, you're going to need to do things non-traditionally just to get to square one. Because the way we used to do things, if you want to live in this space, Tampa specifically, um, won't work. Not these days. You could have got away with it 7 pre-COVID.
Man,
Man, I tell you what, Florida. Boy, let me tell you, everybody from up north came down to Florida.
come
It was
on.
like, woo, you ain't got COVID. All right. I'll buy that. I'll buy that. I'll buy that. I'll buy that. House prices shot up. So now they're floating this idea of a 50-year mortgage. Terrible idea. You're going to pay double the interest over the life of the loan. Who carries a loan to entirety? Maybe 15% of the people who own mortgages now. You're right. Most people refinance. But the trade-off is we're gonna see some interest. We're gonna see some interesting times over the next couple of years. But I say all that to say, you asked me about my strategy to really get my unit, my kids,
Love it.
to a point where they're completely independent. I want them to go beyond that, right? So let's get them here. And then once they see, oh, this works, just keep employing it. Rinse, wash, repeat. So that's kind of Paul's, and how I'm wired. And I'm a service guy, right? I've it's ingrained in me to provide a financial service because that's the part that I've done so long, right? That's a part of Paul that he's employed so long, is to provide a service. So I'm serving my community, I'm serving my kids, I'm serving my wife, I'm serving Jesus, right? And so what we're trying to do from my perspective is say, you can do this. I wish 24-year-old Paul had the courage. He didn't quite understand. He took some bumps, right? Because I took some L's to learn that, but I didn't take a catastrophic L. So that helped too. Again, calculated risk, but that's my strategy as far as where is the next step and how do we get our generation, that's coming up to this level and above.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah. Man, it was fun asking you that question because so many of our strategies, personal wise and business wise, they're kind of parallel to each other. I say this a lot on a podcast. One of the statements that had carried me through my life and continue to carry me is that when you know who you are, you know what to do. When you know what your why is, you
Yes.
know how to navigate business. You know what your why going to be in business. You know what your why is going to be in personal. And as you kept layering your story, you made sure your wife was mentioned. As you kept layering your story, you made sure your kids was mentioned. Like you are, Paul, to me, a person to know their why. And your why pushes you business wise and pushes you personally. You already know you're an analyst, but you know you're a service guy. You know that you are the rock of your family, right? You know that you have to serve your family before you serve anybody else. Like all of these things come through. So that's why for me, it was very fun asking you that question about your strategies because I knew that you would approach that in a way that wouldn't just focus on, oh, the numbers, the X's and O's, which of course you that guy, so we know that. But you knew the strategy is that and so much bigger than that as well. So I
Right.
appreciate you
Right.
answering that question. So listen, man, you talked about goals. They didn't bite, but listen, I'm a bite. I want to know what's the next real goal for you, man. Like, where are we going? What's the next real goal for you, sir?
So the things that I mentioned was we're in the early stages of preparing what we learned throughout the pre-acquisition, the acquisition, the operation, and the exit of that gas station, right? Um, and what not to do, what to do. Operations versus real estate, two completely different things. Same industry, gas contracts, non-gas contracts, right? So there's a lot in this mind that I want to get out to the community and make sure they understand it can be done, and it's not that expensive. It's a lot of hustle, but it's not that expensive. And if you kind of have a timeline, because there is a timeline, I'll tell you this. I'll give you this quick nugget on the book. The sustainability over a long period of time is extremely low because you burn out. So, but the point is there's a lot of money to be made, and it's a great capital builder for someone who wants to, right, level themselves up. And so, that's one of the things that's on the horizon. We don't have a release date yet because we're still in the early stages of kind of putting that together, putting the
Yeah.
concepts together and layering
Yeah.
that into the book. Um, and so that's what's on the horizon for me um, right now. I'm sorry, in the 26, probably in the late 26 space. On the front end, we are in the late stages of enter or closing on a 180 unit property in the southeast region. And so that has huge potential for our company. We're extremely excited of what that's going to provide for us. That's another kind of layer of validation that what we're doing is the right thing and we're moving in the right direction and we're trying to pull people in so that they understand that, hey, there's more ways than just putting your money in the market or working the 9 to 5 to help your wealth grow at the same time reduce your tax burden. So that's the strategy. All the tools are out there for us. It's just a matter if you use it. And the sad part is people kind of don't. And it's a shame because you got gray hair. So you and I, probably 90s babies, we didn't have all this information.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know if I had some semblance of what kind of content our kids have nowadays, wow.
Hey,
I have no idea what life would look like, but it would probably be drastically different. I say all that to say and this goes back to the kids. So they're there, right? Let's get their feet wet. How did you do that, Dad? Let me walk you through the steps, son. Let me walk you through the steps, daughter. And so having those conversations so that we can kind of create that generational mindset. They talk about generational wealth. I
yeah.
talk about generational mindset
Mindset. Woo.
because if we instill that into them, this is how it can be done. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to pass that down. So that's my. You mentioned why. That's a hard why. So that's what's on the horizon for 26. That's what's happening right now, and I'm excited about all of it.
Yeah.
Now, it's not roses and and peaches and cream, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of work that goes into this. There's a lot of studying. There's a lot of anxiety. I'll be quite honest with you. Putting up that kind of money. When you have to transacting your first deal is you're signing on for your life, essentially. Like it's almost as if you're putting everything into this to include time and money. And it's a hard proposition. It's a hard step to take. But once you take that step, it kind of like it becomes easier.
Yeah.
So the first step is always the hardest, but as you kind of grow in your financial journey, your wealth building journey, it becomes easier and easier. It's almost like when you're lifting weights.
Mm-hmm.
You might start at the bar if you're doing, flat bench.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But if we revisit you in a year from now and you're actually putting in the work and you're making gains, you've got a couple plates on there.
Yeah.
So it's the same concept, different type of environment, right? It's different industry, but same concept.
Yeah. Man, you said so much, so many valuable things that you dropped, man. There's a saying, an old proverb that says a good man leaves a legacy for his children's children, right? Not just his children, but his children's children. And the true legacy is leaving the mindset, is leaving a legacy of a way for your community, your tribe. I can't remember how you said it, but your community, right? Leaving a legacy and a culture of mindset of thinking when it comes to legacy. Because if you get them to think the right way, they'll find a way to make the money. So it's not just about leaving them money. The richness is about leaving them the legacy of mindset. because they'll
Yes.
find a way to make the money if they know how to
Yes.
think, you know? And
Yes.
so this has been so refreshing, man. I appreciate you. I knew this be a good episode the more that we talked. Listen, before we wrap, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, collaborate with you, how can they get in contact with you, Mr. Paul?
So the way to reach out to me specifically would be through Paul at Hershey-Capital.com. That's our financial arm where we offer DSCR loans, ground up capital, fix and flips. Our focus is really on DSCR. So that's where we kind of primarily spend our energy. So that's a way to contact us. You can also look on our website. It's Hershey-Capital.com. And so those are the two primary ways. We're on social, on Facebook, Hershey Capital. And so those are ways to kind of reach out to us. And if there's ever any questions, concerns about how do I purchase property, I do assist. We have some consult work that we do for clients who might be looking to purchase a multifamily property. And so we try to help those folks that are maybe getting into the business or seasoned investors that have industry knowledge and maybe a collection of properties already. So it ranges from the beginner to the seasoned investor. And as I mentioned earlier, my service kind of nature is in that space. So I'm here to serve the community, and if I'm hoping that your audience sees this and they reach out to us and we can connect and get them into their next venture. The hardest step is the first step. All right, Quentin.
Listen, man.
Is that good?
Oh man, absolutely. Listen, y'all done heard Mr. Paul. He done dropped the nuggets. He didn't give you his contact information. So definitely get in contact with him. But then also definitely make sure you're subscribed. Listen, you do not want to miss out on the amazing people that we continue to bring up, just like Mr. Paul. And so, Mr. Paul, I thank you again, man. And to everyone else, we will see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.